I'm the shaman of the truth, the one truth, that there are no kings in America. I thought it was important. The last time we saw a shaman, he was only of a half truth, of a false truth. I felt it important to come back as a shaman to tell the one truth that will ultimately unite us all, that there are no kings in America. Not now, not ever. And one by one, more and more Americans will realize that. And the irony is that the last shaman on January 6th, he is now Antifa. He is now vehemently against Donald J. Trump. He sued him for $40 trillion. And that's what will sweep across this country little by little. But we will not, there's a line drawn, and there will be no kings in America. That is the line.
I'm out here protesting because Donald Trump has done so many awful things already and is just continuing to betray the ideals of this country. Donald Trump is a giant traitor.
Because it's fucking insanity every goddamn day of every goddamn minute by a dementia, syphilis-laden fucking piece of shit demon in an ill-fitting skin suit who is just determined to be as cruel as possible every fucking second of every fucking day. God damn it, it's done.
I'm here because everything's messed up, but specifically for me in my life, the worst thing is my wife is transgender and she is post-operative, so she's already had her surgery. So if they take away access to her hormones, she's not able to produce her own hormones after they do that, and then she would develop osteoporosis and probably eventually die of it.
I am not going to stand by and stand as just Donald Trump silences the dissent of the people around him and entering a one-party state. I will not be complicit in that. Complicity is silence, and I will not stand by and just watch.
I'm here to celebrate the ballroom for 90,000 square foot ballroom that's coming. Looking forward to it.
My sign says governing based off vibes is fascism. The reason why I'm out here is because I think that what's happening to our government is pretty much the collapse of democracy as we know it and the American ideals as we know it. And I think that's a threat to not only the future of our youth, the future of our country, but the future of the world as a whole. And so I think it's wholly important that we put a stop to this by any means necessary and protest as much as we can, make our voices heard.
I've tried to talk to several people, and basically they're just preaching anger, hate, rhetoric that is anti-Trump. And you try to speak to them and have an intelligent conversation in regards to anything, and I've got hours of footage of it. You can't. You literally can't. They have nothing else to say other than just blah, 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 drama, 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 and they can't back anything up with any facts. Example, I saw a kid with a sign with Trump and Epstein, and they're claiming that Trump is Epstein's good little boy. I'm like, are you aware that Trump actually threw Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago? It was covered on the news. Did you not catch that? That it's literally everything that Trump is not is what they're claiming him to be. And the whole king thing, that's just insane. Trump isn't a king. He doesn't even want to be a king. Not from anything I've seen or heard of, because I've listened to every rally that I could possibly. Every time the man speaks, I try to listen to him. But what they're saying, none of it actually makes any sense in the real world. I have not seen one valid point in other than blanket support of the Constitution, but yet even still they don't understand the Constitution. They actually think that people bringing the narco-terrorists out of Venezuela, they actually think that they have American citizens' rights, or that if somebody comes in illegally into our nation, that they actually have U.S. citizens' rights. You don't have our rights unless you came here legally and assimilated to our country. You speak English because this is an English-speaking country. You assimilate to our laws. You don't break our laws. You can't break into, say, your house, okay? If I broke into your house and I start telling you what you're going to spend your money on, and that you need to put me up and give me food and give me shelter, and if you don't do it, this, that, and the other, right? How does that going to work? You throw me out of your house, right? Well, that's all that ICE is doing, and they're all saying crush ICE, anti-ICE this, and anti-ICE that. ICE is the protector of the house. just like you would be protecting your house, right? Yeah. It's really common sense. The whole thing is common sense, and not a person here has it. They're all just, I think they're just warped, to be honest with you.
No one's willing.
I mean, I've had conversations, but the second that I have a conversation with somebody, and it's been okay in the beginning, but the second that they figure out that you're not 100% with them, and I'm not at all, not with them at all, but I lead them to believe, just to get a conversation started to see where the mindset of these people are. There is no mindset. They're insane, literally insane. They're holding up butterfly signs, the monarch butterfly. Say that it's the only monarchy that we want. Well, to me, the monarch butterfly stands for something else entirely, in my opinion.
I'm out here to protest because the freedoms in the Constitution are important, and if we lose the right to assemble and free speech, our children are going to have to fight a war to get it back. It's easier to come out here in butterfly wings with a sign than to fight the absolute war we're going to have to fight to get our freedoms back.
I came out here today because I am not a terrorist, I am not a criminal, and I'm not an illegal immigrant, but I am an American that wants my voice heard and not to be drowned out by these people that just tell lies nonstop. You should be proud to be Antifa. Antifa is not an organization, it's a mindset.
I'm protesting the entire regime. This is absolutely obscenely absurd. I mean, there's so many different elements that need to stop. GOP needs to stop kissing his ass. Everybody I named on my sign here needs to be charged with treason. SCOTUS, there's no immunity clause in the goddamn Constitution. Where they got one job. Where the hell did they pull that from? And because of that immunity, this boy is running rampant. I can see where this is leading. This is going to be a completely fascist, authoritarian style government, and Trump is looking to take over the world. He wants to be king of the world, not just the United States.
I'm here because I believe in American democracy. I think it's pretty simple and pretty straightforward. American democracy.
Well, today I'm out here because I'm not a Trump fan. I'm a Democrat, and I don't believe in kings in America. We don't need somebody to tell us what to do, and with the ICE and taking families off the street and locking people up. We just don't need it in America.
I spent a lot of time thinking about Normandy. And people 18 to 20 being told about their duty and their oath as a soldier. And that it's going to involve getting off of a transport boat and storming a beach where it looks like death is certain. And doing that in full faith that this country will carry on. And doing that in favor of spreading democracy. And I contrast that with what I've heard from the current president, that the people that made that choice were suckers and losers. And when that thought enters my mind, I cannot do anything but decry what is going on in this country at the hands of Donald Trump and about 40% of this country who are apparently far more racist and hateful than I ever knew, is unacceptable. And the people that know better must take accept their personal responsibility to take action and demand that we return to an era of acceptability where people behave, people are held accountable to the letter of the law, that we could possibly have a rapist as a president, a child rapist, even worse, as a president, a multi-time convicted felon is so bizarre in my understanding of the way the universe is supposed to work that it's hard to believe that this is even real.
I'm here because they don't want us here. They want to intimidate people into not being able to protest or express their Second Amendment right, First Amendment right, excuse me. So I felt I had to come out.
I'm a grandmother, and what this protest parade means to me is a chance to demonstrate to my grandchildren that everybody must raise their voice when there is a tyrant changing the philosophy of our country.
Yeah, the protest means America to me. I'm 67 years old. I've never seen things this bad in my lifetime. I thought we went through all the hate and everything. And now to see Mexicans or people just getting chased and beat up by the police and all the things that's going on and the laws are being broken, there's nothing we can do. Don't seem like there's anything we can do about it. And it seems like the man's getting away, Donald Trump's getting away with everything.
Out here because I don't see the Constitution being protected. I feel that the checks and balances are gone at this point. And there are 1,000 reasons that I think things are going in the wrong direction. But I think the most important thing to me is ICE functioning outside of typical law enforcement boundaries. And I think that's a police state. And that's not the democracy or the free society that I want to live in.
I'm protesting for my country that I love, for democracy against a vile, evil, sycophantic government that is cruel to immigrants and is racist and is not paying attention to what the people of this country need and what kind of representation and government they want.
What it means to me, it means we're opposed to a fundamental challenge to our way of government and our way of life. I've taught political science in college for 40 years. Never seen it quite this bad. Echoes of the Nixon time and worse. So I'm here, like millions across the country, to say no.
This is about rights. That's what my sign is about as well. We're seeing a lot of our rights get ignored in a way that no other presidency has in the entire time me or my grandparents have ever been alive. And it should be concerning to us that someone's willing to step up and do that when they have control over most of our government.
I'm a 26-year veteran of the U.S. Army. I followed the rules. I learned that the Army was apolitical, that we follow the will of we follow the Constitution, not the will of a demagogue. I am shocked by what is happening to the military, using oaths of loyalty in essence to decide who should lead the military. And after January 6th, we should all be very, very, very afraid of that. I can't do much. I'm 71 years old. But what I can do is come out and get counted.
I'm not really trying to prove anything. I've been working my way down the East Coast. I just wanted to game in some cool places. Made this little rig. It's really simple, but decided to come. I mean, how could I not? If I'm here, I might as well do this. What better place? But I mean, I really don't know what all this is about, but they look very upset.